Today is a lazy Sunday for a lot of people. And you know what I like to eat on lazy Sundays? Biscuits with gravy. Lazy days require lazy recipes, and this is an example of one with very simple ingredients consisting of 1.5 tablespoons of honey, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 cup of butter, and 1 cup of milk, and of course 3 cups of flour. Now that we have all of our ingredients, we can begin the cooking process. To begin with, we'll use a mixing bowl and a sifter, and we'll sift our flour into the mixing bowl. Of course, the real reason we use a sifter is to remove any lumps in the baking powder, which we will sift now. Salt is now added, and we mix the mixture. Now that our mixture is satisfactorily mixed, we can move on to adding some of our more moist ingredients. To begin with, we'll add in our butter. Now I'm going to be using a pastry knife to mix this in. And the idea is you just mix it around till there's little clumps of butter intertwined in the mixture of the dry batter. And this is a lot of what gives the crispy flakiness that makes biscuits so darn delicious. If you don't have a pastry knife, you can use a fork and kind of mash it around, mash it in. Of course, now I've moved on to adding in some of my honey. And I'm using honey as a sweetener because I like it. You can also use sugar if you wanted to, equal amounts, and put that in with the dry mixture. And then we add in our milk and give it a nice, good little stir. And then, because it's so dry, I'm going to actually mix this by hand. And the trick to biscuits is to mix them gently. Don't overwork them, don't knead them. You're not making bread or anything. And my mixture is a little bit dry in this, which is okay. It makes them more flaky. But if you want it to hold together and not be so flaky, add a little bit more milk. You gotta fine tune your dough sometimes. You gotta tune it to the maximum degree of pleasure you can achieve when making your biscuits. Now we'll accelerate a little bit and start actually getting our biscuits on the pan. I'm just doing a handful and kind of pressing them a little bit so they hold together. My batter is very dry, so it flakes apart like crazy. And if I don't press them together, it would just turn into a biscuit crisp almost, just powdered biscuits in a bunch of little tiny sections. So I just use a handful, give it a little bit of a press, and it holds together okay. You don't have to overpress them. Actually, if you have a little bit more moisture in here, they hold together a lot better, and you don't have to press them at all. But I wanted really nice flaky biscuits. Into the oven we go, 425 degrees, 15 to 20 minutes. Now for a little bit of a bonus, we're going to make some gravy. Now if you have leftover gravy from Thanksgiving, use that. It'll be superior to this. But this is what I have. So stove pan on, medium heat. We got our turkey mix in. We add a cup of water, we just stir it, and eventually it starts to simmer, and then we look at the clock, we wait a minute, and then it's done. It's really easy to do. But if you have leftover gravy from Thanksgiving, now would definitely be the time to use it, especially on a Sunday. Now if you have a very good sense of timing, you'll be able to get your gravy ready at the same time as your biscuits. And this is a terrific combination, having fresh biscuits straight out of the oven, smothered and covered in fresh gravy. It's quite delicious. Even better is if you have that leftover gravy from Thanksgiving, you heat that stuff up. Oh yeah, we're talking about some good biscuits and gravy now. So let me know in the comments below how you make your biscuits and gravy. And if you like this video and like to see more like it, please like and subscribe. And until next time, stay awesome.